What's up, everybody? It is Boxing Vibes TV, and we are finally back. I apologize, we've been active on YouTube, but we're finally back to give y'all that Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, you name it, podcast
All day,
audio for you.
yeah.
And you know, in order to get this pod kicked off, man, Q, first, man, go ahead and tell them what we got on the menu today, bruh.
To be ready to continue what we got on that menu is the Devin Haney Kambosos fight being official. And we got the Savannah Marshall. Woo! Hell of an Arsenal knockout, third round left hook, bow. And so we're gonna be talking about what's next with her and Clarissa Shields, the quote, baby. That's what we got, and many other topics, man. Right? What is it?
All right, man. They already know, man. If they down with the vibes, they gotta what?
Hit the notification bell and subscribe to the tribe. Get live, baby.
All right, man. So now, man, we gotta give them the pod quote of the day before we get this started. And the pod quote of the day is from Mr. Devin Haney, where Devin Haney recently had a quote saying, "Y'all thought I was scared. I literally want all the straps. And y'all see that by me giving Kambosos everything he wanted." End quote.
He got it all.
He got it all. And that is from Devin Haney, shouting out to all of the haters who said that he really ain't want no smoke like that, and giving Kambosos all of his demands in order to make the fight, man.
Early.
And with that being said, man, that is a perfect segue to get us into topic number one, Q. Let's talk about George Kambosos versus Devin the Dream Haney. So we initially saw where it was leading like George Kambosos was going to end up fighting none other than Vasily Lomachenko. Then, unfortunately, you know, some world issues arose, and there's currently a war going on between Ukraine and Russia. And right now, we have to salute Vasily Lomachenko. He's on a hiatus right now, serving his country. So once that transpired, it now turned George Kambosos' focus to one Devin the Dream Haney and really trying to sit down and make that fight occur. So nevertheless, they went back and forth. The fight was finally made. But while it was made, George Kambosos got everything in his favor, all the way down to if he loses, the rematch happens in Australia again, right? So tell me, bro, what is your thoughts on how all of that happened, on George Kambosos, you know, getting all his demands for the fight, or what's your thoughts on Devin Haney now with Top Rank for a couple of fights? So it's a lot of layers to this with Devin Haney making this move and signing the contract, bro. So what's your thoughts on it?
It was legendary and it was necessary, man. And you know what I'm saying? Salute to Devin Haney, man. And you know what I'm saying? We've been calling the 135-pound division the Diva division, man, because we got all these young bulls with all this talent that don't want to fight each other, that's making these excuses. And he is making a way. He's leading a pack with this. You know what I'm saying? For him to, you know, because one thing about it, after the Kambosos fight, you know, Devin Haney had the extra strap, you know what I'm saying? And I could risk and I, you know, Kambosos said he wanted that fight, you know what I'm saying? And then for, you know, and I ain't gonna front, man. Lomachenko has been looking amazing in his last couple fights, right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so with that being said, I definitely understand. I understand that you know, stylistically and you know, all of that type of stuff, that might be a fight that a lot of people clamor for, you know what I'm saying? And you know, but I don't really think he wanted a Devin Haney fight, and it looks like that. You know what I'm saying? He sort of got painted into a corner, you know, with Lomachenko not being available. And, you know, and I'm happy that Devin Haney took a chance, because you got to take a risk to be great, man. You got to take a risk. You can't sit back. You done made money. You know what I'm saying? It's about greatness. And so he's taking so many risks, man. I really personally don't like the rematch being I understand the first time. Okay. My man got all the straps. Right. But after that, it wasn't even really negotiable. He had to leave his zone stable, skybox stable, to
go with Bob Arum.
he did everything. So I love it, man. I really love it. And it shows that he has a focus on being great. And he has an amazing opportunity. Ain't too many times you're gonna get an opportunity in your life where you can get all the straps in one fight.
Right.
So with that being said,
Exactly.
man, salute to Devin Haney, and you know what I'm saying. And Kambosos, man, listen, man, don't be calling that. You know, like there's been a lot of controversy about him calling him a boy, and Devin Haney said he gonna show you a boy when you get in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Respect me, I'm a man, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying. When you get in the ring, I'm gonna show you. So I'm pulling for Devin Haney, man. You know, and I like Kambosos. You know, I really don't like that type of banner back and forth, and I don't like the name calling, especially you calling it a young brother a boy. You know what I'm saying? And, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, 'cause
I
that's
don't really
got
care about
a little historical
I don't really
context with
care
us
about
in
that.
the,
You
you
know
know
what
what
I'm
I mean?
saying? I don't even know what his wife said. It's something about what his
Right.
wife said. And he had to say, well, she's from Africa, so blah, blah, blah. We ain't racist and she ain't racist. But whenever time you got to step up and say somebody from Africa or something like that, it ain't a good look. We don't want to hear that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Just be respectful, man. And, you know, may the best man win this fight, man. I'm excited about it and ready for it. What you got,
Hey,
brother?
hey, man, you know what? I'm gonna let me tell you what I think George Kambosos had on his mind when it came to what his real strategy was that got thrown by the wayside with Vasily Lomachenko. So I was one of those people that I initially thought months ago, I thought that he would have easily already made the fight with Devin Haney and tried to wait on Lomachenko for later. But shockingly, we saw where he was targeting Lomachenko and waiting on Devin later. And so it had me thinking, you know, most people right now, like you said, man, Vasily Lomachenko has looked brilliant. So it had me asking myself, why in the world would George Kambosos, after he finally got the straps off of Tio, why would he be looking to go after Lomachenko first and then going after Devin Haney after? And here's my theory, man. And fight fans, y'all comment and let us know if I'm way off base. I could be off base, but let me give you my theory. My theory was that what George Kambosos was looking to do was most boxing observers feel like Vasily Lomachenko is probably one of the top 5 fighters in the game right now. So a lot of people don't feel that same way about Devin Haney.
Right.
So many people have talked about his performances, not having power, not looking super great in the ring, although he's been able to get the victory. So I personally think that George Kambosos knew that if you go fight a Vasily Lomachenko, most fight fans can't knock you if you lose to Loma
No doubt. No doubt.
because Lomachenko is ranked as one of the top 5 fighters. So it's no shame in getting in the ring and getting outboxed by Lomachenko. And then you couple that with he probably would have had a rematch clause against Loma too. And so he would have got 2 cracks at Loma. You lose to Loma or you beat him. So what? At the end of the day, he's a great fighter. And then you turn to Devin Haney later on.
Contender.
Whereas now, you're going to have a whole lot of people questioning George Kambosos even more if you lose to Devin Haney right now.
At the house.
Because, you know what I mean? If you lose to Devin Haney right now, there's a whole lot of questions that will open up about George Kambosos and if it was just a fly-by-night lucky night against Tio. So that's just my theory, man. But I
Ain't a bad
agree
one.
with you.
Ain't
You
a
know,
bad one.
yeah, I agree with you though, man. I'm happy that Devin Haney took that chance and took that risk. Actually another layer of this, man, that I'm happy to see is that so many fighters are now remaining TV free agents. Where a lot of people didn't even realize Devin Haney really wasn't contractually obligated to Eddie Hearn. You know, at the end of the day, it's like, man, we just had a good working relationship, but I really could go on whatever network I want to. So I salute him for taking the risk, man. It's dope that we're going to get this fight, bro. And I hope that the fight really lives up to all the hype that we're getting right now. And you got to salute Devin because even if he wins the first one, he's willing to go right back to Australia for the second one in his home country, in his territory, and try to get a second decision over him, even if he wins the first. So salute to Devin Haney on that, man.
And I really hope that the officiating and everything is up to speed, man. Because you know,
Right.
remember, Australia, man. Remember Manny Pacquiao. Remember Top Rank. You
Right.
know
Jeff
what I'm saying?
Horn. Right.
Jeff
Mm-hmm.
Horn fight, man.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if you don't go down there and do what Bud Crawford did, you know what I'm saying? If you don't go down there and put a stamp on him and get him out of there,
Right.
I mean, it's real shaky, man. You know what I'm saying? Because these promoters, man, these referees, you know, it's just like they I mean, not referee judges. They
Yeah.
it's like It's
Yeah,
honestly,
I feel you, man. He's traveling far away from home,
you
man,
know, a
and we
lot,
all
man.
know that at the end of the day, we've seen some dicey decisions
You gotta believe in yourself,
in
though.
boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But salute to Devin Haney, salute to George Kambosos, man. I can't wait to see him get it on in the ring.
I'm excited.
Now, my brother, let's talk. Let's talk a little bit about a spectacular KO that we witnessed this past weekend by one Savannah Marshall over Femke Hermans.
Word.
She was able to absolutely devastate this young lady with a blasting hook to
Ooh,
leave her flop on the canvas in the third round,
that
man.
cold.
And I'm gonna keep it 100, man. When I first saw, bro, when I first saw the clip of it, of the knockout, I was like, man, this girl 50, man, she took a fall, man. She took a
Oh
fall.
yeah, she
You
ain't
know what I
been.
mean? That was my initial thought. But then, bro, I went back and really watched it in slow-mo. And bro, the way she fell,
My
it
God,
is a good thing that she didn't even tear her ACL. Bro, because
crazy.
the way her leg bent back after she got clipped by Savannah Marshall, oh, that was as real as it comes, bro. So tell me, man, what did you think about the knockout? And then tell me, bro, what do you feel like this does for the hype
Oh my
of the
God.
Clarissa Shields fight coming up?
Listen, I mean, the knockout was impeccable, man. That's something you don't see in women's boxing like that. You know, we've had few moments like that. You know what I'm saying? That happened early in the third round. And mind you, Femke Hermes hasn't even been dropped before in her
Right,
career.
right.
You know what I'm saying? She ain't been on the
Or stopped. I don't
she,
believe.
well, I mean, you know, she ain't been stopped, dropped. She ain't been shut
Right.
them down to open up shop. She ain't been none of that. And so what I'm gonna tell you, man, and Savannah Marshall's her power is real, bro. It's not a game. And so, and really, man, I sat down and watched her, and I watched her before, but you know, being that this was a common opponent with her and the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? I just had to watch it even closer. I mean, then it was only 3 rounds, but what she showed me in those 3 rounds, which are what I was able to really see and use a measuring stick of somebody that's on a caliber. You know, because a lot of the people you don't really know, and this person, you know, it's a better measuring stick. Whenever you have a common opponent, and not to say this is everything style to make fights, but I will say I watched her go from orthodox to southpaw so fluently back and forth.
Right.
She's already Aki with her distance. I mean, you know, she trained by Hero Fury and she trained by the Fury family, right? So and she has a Tyson Fury type style, but what she does have that Tyson Fury don't have, she had one punch knockout power. Tyson Fury is more of a
Accumulation.
volume.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
volume and wear down on you. You know what I'm saying? Uses size and wear you down. You know, with accumulation of punches. But she has one punch power, even in the first round, and she has it in both hands. She's switching, and her jab is impeccable. She has amazing boxing skills. I don't seen her throw uppercuts, amazing uppercuts with good timing. I seen her throw the overhand right. Like early on, one of the first punches she caught her with was like she might have set up with a left jab and then bam, caught her with like a straight right. And it was like,
Right.
whoa, stunned her immediately in the first round. And then you saw her end the fight with a left hook. But I've seen her throw uppercuts. I've seen her throw every type of punch, man. Her boxing IQ is, I mean, it ain't nothing to snooze at. And her power is definitely not nothing to snooze at. This is a real fight. This fight has got so much. This made this fight so much bigger. And I'm gonna tell you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for the GOAT to come out there and do what she got to do. She's a dog. She's proven. You know what I'm saying? But I won't be surprised, man. You know, we seen the GOAT get up off the canvas in the Hannah Gabriel fight. I
Right.
won't be surprised if she got to get up off the canvas to handle her business. You know what I'm saying? I think she could get up there and handle her business. She can't get caught into it. Can't be emotional. It had to be business. And this is a real deal fight, man. I'm just tell you. A lot of people think that it's gonna be a walkthrough, bro. No, this is a real fight. And this Savannah Marshall is dangerous. She could do it all. And she could do it all, man. So it's gonna be the toughest challenge, I think, Clarissa Shields. And mind you, you know, another part of this, another layer to this is this the last person that she lost to, 17 years old in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's a mental edge, but I think, you know, the growth don't see that. And she's gonna be coming, biting down on her guard, and she's gonna make Savannah Marshall's fight. So I'm very excited about this fight, man. I'm nervous, and that's good because that's what I like. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I gotta say, man, the knockout was absolutely spectacular, man. It was a great knockout. Like I said, I think the last knockout that I've really seen like that really comes to my mind is
And Wolf.
the Ann Wolf knockout, right? Like we rarely, like you said, in women's boxing, we rarely get those one hitter quitters. And that was absolutely spectacular. That was everything. You couldn't have scripted that any better for them to have a build up for this Clarissa Shields versus
It
Savannah
was
Marshall
crazy.
fight.
Crazy.
Now, bro, what I will say though, man, this makes this fight a classic style matchup of the talented puncher versus the talented boxer. I feel like we all know that ultimately with the GWOAT, she definitely doesn't have the one punch power like a Savannah Marshall has. But even like I said, when it came to the last fight with Clarissa Shields versus Emma Cozen, even though she don't have that one punch power, that should have been stopped. She's had a couple fights where she's absolutely beat women down, but they were just able to keep on going. But with Savannah Marshall, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. There is some legit power in both of her hands. Even though when we take a look at resumes, a lot of people could say whether you're talking about the Olympic background or if you're talking about the pro background, even though we could say that Clarissa has faced definitely the much stiffer competition.
No doubt.
I can't lie with Savannah Marshall. You gotta respect 12 wins, 10 KOs.
And if you're watching her fight, if you're really watching her fight, and if you're watching how she boxes well. She fights behind that jab. She has the most shiftiest movement, great head movement, decent foot movement, and like her punch placement and timing. I think Clarissa had the faster hands, and she has the speed advantage. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With the awkwardness and then the both hands and the shifty, the switch hitting, and all of that. She just brings a whole realm of problems, and it's gonna be very interesting to see. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see because I think on Savannah's side, we know that Savannah's coming with the power, but on Clarissa's side, I think Clarissa is more savvy with the head movement. I feel like she's got the quicker hands, and I feel like Clarissa has the better feet. So when you start to compare both sides, it's gonna be just a classic matchup, man. Ultimately, I can't right now predict how the fight will really go. I'm definitely rocking with the GWOAT. I feel like when it boils down to it, I'm always in boxing. I'm gonna take the better, the one who has the speed and boxing edge. But, bro, I can't say you're wrong, bro, about her possibly touching the canvas if she slips up with Savannah and Savannah is able to clip her.
Very, very on a task on the defensive end.
Right.
She has to keep her hands up. She can't stay too long.
She gotta stay disciplined.
You can't get greedy. You gotta stay disciplined because she will make you pay, man. I mean, her power, it ain't dumb. There ain't nothing you want to find out the hard way. I just feel like that was a great exclamation point, and I just feel like it wasn't a fluke.
Right.
And it got to be a move. You just get out pointer. And I'm very worried about it, just like we talked about with the Devin Haney fight. I'm worried about the judge. I'm worried about all of that, man.
Right, yeah, with her going overseas. Yeah,
man. You got all the titles and everything. I understand, that it's for the money and everything, because the UK fan base is such more loyal and into women's boxing and everything. They have one of the best fan bases, period, in boxing. You know what I'm saying? The UK does. So I get that part of it. You know what I'm saying? But I just worry on the other end of, you know what I'm saying, will the judgment be? Will it be how it's supposed to be? There's been so many examples in boxing where they don't get it right. So I hope they get it right. You did.
Right. And I'll say this last thing about Savannah Marshall, where even though she has power, I'm gonna tell a lot of people, man, this is gonna be a stiff test for her too. And the only reason why I say it's really gonna be stiff for Savannah Marshall, because while she does have that equalizing power, she's literally taking a step up, all the way up the ladder to the best woman, arguably in the sport.
One of the best fighters in the sport.
Period. Exactly. She's taking a severe leap up. So we're gonna see how she's able to handle such a stiff leap up in competition against Clarissa Shields. But we'll be looking forward to seeing that, man. And now, bro, let's get into our rapid fire segment that we love to talk about.
Connect over with what we got, baby.
You know what I mean? Connect the with. So now let's talk about the man Gennady Golovkin, aka Triple G, who is finally, after being on a hiatus during the pandemic and not really fighting anybody, he's finally returning to the ring against Ryota Murata, and they are about to have a fight. And as it's been widely reported, if Triple G still is himself and he gets the victory, it lines up for the Mega Canelo Showdown in the fall.
Payday.
Yeah, like Canelo say, if I ain't gonna get that payday. But before we even fast forward and get there, Q, first, the old man Triple G, at least in boxing terms, because he's talking about a 40-year-old dude. A lot of people don't realize that before the pandemic, Triple G was already 37, 38 years old. Now he is coming back into the ring at 40 years old, bruh. So tell me, bruh, is he still himself? Can he even get to the Canelo fight? What do you expect from Triple G after this layoff, man, and at this age in the sport of boxing?
Man, hopefully he can, so wait and see. But I don't know this guy. I don't know Rayo Murata, you know what I'm saying? I think Rayo Murata, he got like 16 fights, 2 losses or something like that. Something close to that. And if he can't get in there and look impressive against him, I don't think I think he will. I think he still will. And mind you, just to be exact, I think it'll be 30 months. In 30 months, he has had one fight. So
right.
It's like 2.5 years collectively, but he had one fight, I guess, in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? So, and he also said, he don't know. He said it could be a problem with him at 40 years old. He don't know, because you don't know till you get in the ring.
Exactly.
So he kept it all the way real with that. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no way to find out till you spawn and all that's cool. Under the lights in a real fight, your body could betray you. And if it does, I mean, that'll definitely take away from that Canelo fight.
Right.
Because I want to see him fight. And I know you and brother
J-Box, yeah.
Had many debates and arguments about this fight.
About that third, yeah.
I hope that it's able to be the fight that everybody wants to see, because there is a lot of other people besides you guys that's earning to see Triple G and Canelo 3. So, but I really think he will go in there and get him out of there. I think I'll give him 7 rounds. Just to say, just on the strength. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like a Triple G, if he's 70-80% of himself, he'll get him out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I got, man.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Just like we just said a few moments ago, how Savannah Marshall's KO perfectly set up the Clarissa fight. This fight for Triple G, to your point, bro, about people wanting to see the Canelo Triple G fight, this fight this weekend is gonna either spike into anticipation for it, or it's probably it might kill it. All depending on how Triple G performs. Because like you said, man, at 40 years old and only fighting one time in 30 months, you honestly do not know how your body is going to react, especially with someone who fights like Triple G. How Triple G has even talked about how I fight the true Mexican style. Right. Triple G, he's coming right to your chest and he's ready to exchange bombs and go at somebody. So when you're 40 years old, there comes a time when your body's not just going to be able to sit there with somebody in the ring and exchange bombs back and forth. So it's going to be intriguing, man. I'm optimistic, sort of like you are, bro, and that I do believe that Triple G will win the fight, because I would love to see him get that last payday against Canelo and ride off into retirement. Because I'm going to just tell you right now, bro, I always felt if it got to a third one, oh, man, I think Canelo, due to age, Canelo gonna win it easy on the cards, bro. I think due to Triple G's age. But it'd be nice to see him get to that payday that he's so longly been wanting. And we'll see how that goes, man. But I'll be tuned into the TV, man, to see how Triple G looks, bro.
And Canelo has an even stiffer test with Bivol. So
right,
you're not gonna act like you don't have a stiff test.
Right.
Because it's a possibility that he could be doing a rematch
Exactly. No,
in
right.
September if he
Right.
don't handle his business. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So, if everything goes according to plan, it'll be Canelo, Triple G, you know what I'm saying?
3. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
3. So that's what everybody want to see. But, everybody loves a comeback story also. So,
Right.
I know how that goes.
Exactly, man. So, all right, man. So now let's get to our second connector with, and let's talk a little bit about Floyd Mayweather and the money team and Mayweather Promotions as it pertains to his at least once protege, Gervonta Tank Davis. So supposedly Gervonta Tank Davis is now in the last fight of his Mayweather Promotions contract. It's been widely reported over the past week or so, and even Gervonta Tank Davis has tweeted. Of course, he deleted the tweet, but pretty much confirmed that the Rolly Ramirez fight is the last of that Mayweather Promotions contract. So now he has the opportunity to either continue with Mayweather, leave Mayweather, go after fights that he really wants to fight, or go a different path. So tell me, what is your thoughts, man, on Gervonta Tank Davis splitting with Floyd Mayweather and the money team?
I love it as music in my ears. We was in Atlanta to see Devontae Tank Davis fight what my man name? We just saw him fight.
Mario Barrios.
Marius
We saw him at
Barrios.
ATL. Yep.
Immediately after Marius Barrios, the most insulting thing Mayweather said about Tank was, "We're gonna keep him fighting in the house," and that was just not good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got him fighting, even especially after the Isak Cruz fight, which was a very dangerous fight, was a very formidable opponent. That even though Tank hurt his hand, that was a tough fight.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tough fight against a little known opponent. You know what I'm saying? When you could have had Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying, who's widely popular, which would have
Right.
been a big money fight. You
Mm-hmm.
could have had Devin Haney, which is widely popular, you know what I'm saying, on the zone. They want to keep everything in house, but they don't really have the 135 pounders. They don't have a fighter. That's why he had to go up and fight Marius Barrios at 140. You know what I'm saying? He's going on to 130. He's fighting at all these weight class that's out of his division. And they really they don't have the fighters, and you want to keep them in house, and you malnourished in that area as far as the weight division he's in. So I'm happy because he's doing what, like we see Devin Haney. The boxers have to take their career in their own hands and demand the fights they want and not settle. You know what I'm saying? Because the promotional companies will suck all of the life out of you, and you'll get older and you'll be sitting on your hands fighting whoever they throw at you. We've seen this. We've seen this many times. And I'm very excited to see that Tank is speaking up and he's taking action. And he could either go to the zone or either ESPN, Lomachenko, or, Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, he have go wherever the fights are. That's what I say. And you don't have to sign a long contract. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do
Right.
a fight deal. And I think that's gonna be more the motto. People are gonna go more the a la carte style. They're not going into, you do maybe 2 fight deals at a time. And I'm very excited about it, man, because I just really feel like I believe what
Right.
Mayweather said. That's the motto.
Yeah.
Because now he's fighting Rolly Romero, and Tank really feel like he's being set up with that because his contract is up, and you feel like that's a setup fight, and if the fight goes the distance, who knows who knows how to shake out. What you say about it?
Hey, man, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I salute Tank if he does leave Mayweather Promotions. I would say, it is the perfect time for him to leave because I do think Tank does have a level of gratitude for what Mayweather, Leonard Ellerbe, and Mayweather Promotions has done to build him up
Right.
and kind of hype him up, even though he hadn't necessarily fought any marquee name yet. So I got to give Mayweather and them props for hyping up Tank, even though he hadn't crossed that marquee name yet. But
And that
with that being said, though, go ahead, real quick, bro.
and see that's the perfect word because that's what a lot of people saying. The criticism he's getting is he a hype job. They babysitting.
Right,
That's what a lot
right,
of people saying. When me and you, and I know Tank is he's
right.
special, but you can't know how special he is when they
Until
keep
he fights certain
feeding
people.
him.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like they
right.
feed. Yes.
Right. And so with Tank, what Tank is doing is it's kind of the equivalent of if you have an up and coming artist, right, and they go sign their first contract with Universal, right? Universal is able to distribute, get them hyped up, put them on every radio station, get their name out there, right? It comes time for the second contract. They're like, nah, man, I'm established now, man. You're not about to keep eating all my money up, taking stuff out of my pocket. And I think that's how Tank is looking at it. I think Tank is like, hey, man, I'm established now. I'm in my mid to late 20s. It's time for me to turn into a real man and chart my own course. And also, while charting my own course, money man, you're not about to keep taking all this money out of my pockets, bro. You ain't about to keep taking this bag out my pockets.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I love the move, man. Like I said, I feel like it's impeccable timing for Tank. I do think for a second, early in his career, he needed Mayweather did help him with marketing.
There's not that.
Make no bones about it. But I do think he has reached a particular place in his career where it's time to fight some real names. Because if you're Tank Davis, you can't like hearing all the ESPN commentators or all the DAZN commentators not putting any respect on your name. All of them sitting there pretty much trashing you like you're a complete hype job simply because you haven't fought some other fighters. So I know if you're a competitor like Tank is, you're ready to go knock some heads off. And you're ready to prove that you're really ready to fight. And I'll say this last thing, man, and this is what I know that Tank is hanging his hat on. At the end of the day, the one thing I've always said about Tank, and I believe this will be true throughout his career, I don't know that Tank will end up being the best lightweight when it's all said and done, but I will say he's going to be the lightweight that you would always pay your money to see, because Tank is a fighter who is going to bring it and going to try to drop bombs. I don't believe you'll ever get a Tank Davis where he'll go out there, dance around the ring, and try to throw up a dud on you. So I think Tank knows that, hey, I bring a lot of value to the table, whether I win or lose. So y'all don't need to just keep me fighting in-house. And so that's another reason why, bro, why I love the move for Tank to kind of move away from Mayweather Promotions now.
You can't grow in your comfort zone. You got to be able to be uncomfortable to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why when you get hurt, the scab go to itching. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Discomfort. You know what I'm saying? You got to grow. You got to be uncomfortable. And being comfortable when you're uncomfortable is the way to be. You know what I'm saying? You will stay grow, you'll stay evolving. And that's where Tank, he's not running from it. So let's go, baby. I'm ready to see what's next, the next chapter.
Right.
They haven't put the cap on you and said in-house. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. So
that's it.
Right. So we'll be rooting for Tank, man, and hopefully we'll see what his next move is in the sport of boxing. But now, bro, let's get into our last connect or whip, and this is a good one, bro. Let's get back on the ladies. See, the ladies are sizzling hot in boxing right now, man. We got to put some respect on the ladies' name, all their names. No particular individual, but let's talk Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. Let's talk Savannah Marshall versus Clarissa Shields. We now, in the year of 2022, we literally have 2 women's mega fights happening. So Q, connect the with, man. Is this easily the greatest year in women's boxing in a long while, bro?
Without a doubt. It's a big connect. We have 2 mega fights, the Amanda Serrano's and the Katie Taylor, with all the accolades on both sides, come together forming like Voltron. You know what I'm saying? Coming together and just with this Clarissa Shields fight, it wasn't as big, other than the storyline that's the last person to have handed the GOAT a loss.
Right.
Back
until.
But until she landed this left hook from the pits of hell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That knocked out the common opponent that they have and Himke Hermes.
Right.
And knocked out Cole. I mean, straight up. That really made that fight so much bigger, because we haven't seen in a long time a woman, in women's boxing, somebody get knocked. That was an amazing knockout, period. You know what I'm saying? But in women's boxing, it's less rare. And
Mm-hmm.
so that made this fight, it brought this fight up 3, 4, 5 notches.
Right.
So we have 2 back-to-back bomb burners. And I'm here for it, man. And plus also all eyes on the women now. You know what I'm saying? We have the zone pushing the issue. You have Skybox, Sky Sports, you have, you know what I'm saying? You have these entities that's making women's boxing a lot greater, a lot bigger, more eyes, and it's a lot more women's champ, a lot more fighters out here, and it's a great time for women's boxing. And I mean, it's a treat for us. You know, I think that fights like this will be what will grow the sport. You know what I'm saying? Which is
Right.
what we ultimately want. You know what I'm saying? We want women's boxing to have more eyes on it, and I think we're in a good space, and the future's bright. What you say, brother?
Hey man, this is hands down one of I think one of the best women's fighting years I predict in history, man. I think we're gonna get 2 excellent fights with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, and I think we're gonna get an absolute excellent fight between Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields. And to your point, bro, about the knockout that Savannah Marshall had, to your point, man, listen to all pundits, all voters, all that stuff. When we get to the end of 2022 and they create the list of top knockouts of the year, I do not want to see y'all put that Savannah Marshall knockout in a compartment over as best women's knockout. No, that's competing for literally best knockout period
no doubt.
in boxing, because she absolutely clipped this girl cold and almost made her tear her ACL. So with that being said, man, this is an excellent year I predict for women's boxing, and I feel like it's gonna get even better the more that the year goes along. Again, I've given accolades over and over to Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, I feel like, was really the person on the forefront to really start to put a lot of women on his DAZN platform.
Right.
Nobody was really putting women on like Eddie Hearn up until recently, where now you're starting to see Top Rank and Bob Arum, and they have, I believe, Michaela Mayer, over on Top Rank. You got Clarissa Shields. She was with Showtime as far as on TV, but with Salida Promotions. So it's a good time for women's boxing, man. There's gonna be a lot more to come, and so, bro, I can't wait to see more of it, bro.
No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it, man. The ladies, baby. Shout out to the ladies, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. You feel me?
Right. And with all that being said, man, we appreciate every single one of y'all for tuning in and listening. This is Boxing Vibes TV podcast number 93.
Yeah.
And Q, you got any last words to say to the people, man, before we get out of here?
Man, y'all smash that damn like button for your boys, man. For real, we out here doing what we got to do, man. Y'all please get in there and help us get this algorithm built up, man. Help us, hit the notification bell. Just tell a friend and tell a friend. I recommend that. Everybody, please get into it. And we'll catch y'all next time, man. Podcast 94. Podcast 93, Boxing Vibes TV, man.
All right, and we are out.